The Anarchist Suit Collection. I know it's only 4 pages. So this will be the shortest video ever. But it deserves its own video. The Anarchist Suit Collection. 35 Himmel Street, December 24. Of course, my favorite chapter happens Christmas time. Of course it does. That's so Teacher Ing Ong branding. It starts December 24. 35 Himmel Street, December 24. With the absence of two fathers, the Steiners have invited Rosa and Trudy Huberman and Liesel. When they arrive, Rudy is still in the process of explaining his clothes. He looks at Liesel and his mouth widens, but only slightly. The days leading up to Christmas 1942 fell thick and heavy with snow. Liesel went through the word shaker many times, from the story itself to the many sketches and commentaries on either side of it. On Christmas Eve, she made a decision about Rudy, to H with being out too late. She walked next door just before dark and told him she had a present for him, for Christmas. Rudy looked at her hands on either side of her feet. Well, where is it? Forget it then. But Rudy knew. He'd seen her like this before, risky eyes and sticky fingers. The breath of stealing was all around her and he could smell it. This gift, he estimated. You haven't got it yet, have you? No. And you're not buying it either. Of course not. Do you think I have any money? Snow was still falling. At the edge of the grass, there was ice like broken glass. Do you have the key? She asked. The key to what? But it didn't take Rudy long to understand. He made his way inside and returned not long after. In the words of Victor Schemmel, he said, It's time to go shopping. The light was disappearing fast, and except for the church, all of Munich Street had closed up for Christmas. So the point of this chapter is Liesel is getting Rudy a Christmas gift. And she's a thief, no? So she's gonna steal a Christmas gift for him. Liesel walked hurriedly to remain in step with the lankier stride of her neighbor. They arrived at the designated shop windows, Steiner, Schneidermeister. The glass wore a thin sheer of mud and grime that had blown onto it in the passing weeks. On the opposite side, the mannequins stood like witnesses. They were serious and ludicrously stylish. It was hard to shake the feeling that they were watching everything. Rudy reached into his pocket. It was Christmas Eve. His father was near Vienna. He didn't think he'd mind if they trespassed in his beloved shop. The circumstances demanded it. So they're going to the tailor shop of Rudy's dad. The door opened fluently and they made their way inside. Rudy's first instinct was to hit the light switch, but the electricity had already been cut off. Any candles? Rudy was dismayed. I brought the key, and besides, this was your idea. In the middle of the exchange, Liesel tripped on a bump in the floor. A mannequin followed her down. It groped her arm and dismantled its clothes on top of her. Get this thing off me! It was in 4 pieces, the torso and head, the legs, and 2 separate arms. When she was rid of it, Liesel stood and wheezed. Rudy found one of the arms and tapped her on the shoulder with its hand. When she turned in fright, he extended it in friendship. Nice to meet you. Hi, they're being flirty in his dad's tailor shop, no? Like, she fell down and the mannequin fell on top of her, and then he took away the mannequin, but then he took the arm and he like tapped her on the shoulder with it and was like, nice to meet you. For a few minutes, they moved slowly through the tight pathways of the shop. Rudy started toward the counter. When he fell over an empty box, he yelped and swore, then found his way back to the entrance. This is ridiculous, he said. Wait here a minute. Liesel sat, mannequin arm in hand, till he returned with a lit lantern from the church. A ring of light circled his face. So where's this present you've been bragging about? It better not be one of those weird mannequins. Bring the light over. When he made it to the far left section of the shop, Liesel took the lantern with one hand and swept through the hanging suits with the other. She pulled one out, but quickly replaced it with another. No, still too big. After 2 more attempts, she held a navy blue suit in front of Rudy Steiner. Does this look about your size? While Liesel sat in the dark, Rudy tried on the suit behind one of the curtains. There was a small circle of light and the shadow dressing itself. I love this picture. I see it in my head, guys. Do you? It's Christmas Eve, and Liesel stole, I don't know if it's really stole. She stole a suit for him, but it's his dad's tailor shop, so I don't think it even really counts as stealing, no. But she took one of the suits for Rudy, and she said to try it on, put it on, and then he took a lantern from the church. So like the inside of the tailor shop, no, it's cold, it's Christmas, and then he's behind a curtain and he's changing, and the light is described so well, no. When Liesel sat in the dark, Rudy tried on the suit behind one of the curtains. There was a small circle of light and the shadow dressing itself. So he's behind a curtain, but he has the light, so you can see his shadow through the curtain, no? And Liesel is in the dark waiting for him. It's such a gorgeous image. It's such a beautiful moment captured on paper, captured in our minds, in our imagination. It feels like a memory. It feels like you're there. But we're not, because it's only Rudy and Liesel there. When he returned, he held out the lantern for Liesel to see. Free of the curtain, the light was like a pillar shining onto the refined suit. It also lit up the dirty shirt beneath and Rudy's battered shoes. Well, he asked. Liesel continued the examination. She moved around him. Oh, she's checking him out. She moved around him and shrugged. Not bad. Not bad. I look better than just not bad. The shoes let you down, and your face. Rudy placed the lantern on the counter and came toward her in mock anger. And Liesel had to admit that a nervousness started gripping her. Oh. I love this chapter. So they were like teasing each other pa. They were like, he was like, she was like, not bad, you look okay. And he's like, I look better than not bad. And then she made fun of his face, which she's been doing all their lives. And then he like goes over towards her pretending to be mad. But then she kind of started getting nervous, no? She started getting nervous when he started walking towards her. Kind of like, pretend angry. I think, and I'm sure you can feel it too reading it, guys. It's an intense moment, no? Rudy placed the lantern on the counter and came toward her in mock anger, and Liesel had to admit that a nervousness started gripping her. It was with both relief and disappointment that she watched him trip and fall on the disgraced mannequin. So he was walking towards her pretending to be mad at her, and she was kind of like her heart started beating faster. But then he trips, no, he falls. And so he's laughing on the ground. On the floor, Rudy laughed. Then he closed his eyes, clenching them hard. So he fell, he started laughing, but then all of a sudden he like closed his eyes, no, really, really hard. Liesel rushed over. She crouched above him. Oh! Kiss him, Liesel. Kiss him. Are you alright, Rudy? Rudy, so he falls and then he laughs at first, but then he kind of closes his eyes and like feels so many things. And then Liesel goes over to him, she makes sure he's okay. And then we have these two lines like, kiss him, Liesel, kiss him. And this is death. This is Liesel. This is every single reader. As she kind of like stands or leans over Rudy on the ground, and Rudy's being emotional, and he looks so good in his suit. Everyone, death is shipping them. Death is like, come on, Liesel. He's been asking for a kiss his entire life. Kiss him. The readers, we're doing it. We're like, come on, Liesel. He's gonna die. He's gonna die soon. Please let him have a kiss. And Liesel, even when she's looking down on him, and he's guapo kayo in his suit, and he's kind of like emotional, and he's vulnerable, and he's the bread giver. And she's kind of like, kiss him. This would be the perfect time to kiss him. Are you alright, Rudy? Rudy? I miss him, said the boy sideways across the floor. He misses his dad. Fro Waiknaktan, Liesel replied. She helped him up, straightening the suit. Merry Christmas. That's my favorite chapter in the entire book. I love this book. One of my favorite books. And that was one of my favorite parts. And that's the end of part 8. Do you agree with me? What did you think of this chapter?